Island Operating Corporation, known as REOC, to those of you who don't know that name. For those of you who've never heard of REOC before, we're a New York State public benefit corporation established to develop, operate, and maintain Roosevelt Island until 2069. Part of our mission is to improve the quality of life on this island, and I believe truly that the introduction of art is the best way, or one of the best ways, to improve the quality of life. I'm proud that REOC played a role working together with Tad Sudol and Elizabeth Stateman and the Residents Association in finding a home on Roosevelt Island for this beautiful sculpture that you will now see, which was generously donated by Ulla and Gustave Kraitz. And I'd like now to ask Ulla and Gustave to join me in unveiling their incredibly generous gift. I know that Ulla and Gustave would like to say a few words.
Jag pratar helst inte engelska för jag är dålig på det. Men Kerstin ska översätta. Den skulpturen, den lockar till beröring. Och den lockar barnen för att använda den.
This is a sculpture that asks to be touched, and it is an invitation to all children to please come up and touch it.
Den är gjord av svensk sten. Det är en levande sten. Den är sten.
It is made from a Swedish stone, a Swedish diabase, which is a mineral that actually retains the heat of the sun, so it's very pleasant to touch it. Granite does not retain the heat of the sun, but this one does. And we hope that this will give much joy and pleasure to the children and to everybody who sees it.
Unveil the dragon, and I'd like to introduce him. Ben represents Roosevelt Island in the New York City Council, and as many of you know already, he's been instrumental in bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars to Roosevelt Island for our public school as well as other great projects. And in fact, hello. Ben and REOC just met this morning on some exciting new projects that we are looking forward to in the future. And we're thrilled to have him here today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, son. I'm Councilmember Ben Kalos. It's a pleasure to join you to unveil the Blue Dragon. I want to thank our President and CEO and General Counsel of the Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation, Susan Rosenthal, and for keeping this island running on a day-to-day basis and making it such a beautiful place full of dragons. I also want to thank Tats Udall at the Roosevelt Island Visual Arts Association, Gallery Riva. If you haven't been there, you should stop by. They always have amazing installations. I also want to thank resident Elizabeth Stapin for being an important catalyst to getting this artwork created. We are so very lucky to be a mecca for tourists from all over the world, especially folks like Ulla and Gustave Kraitz. And we thank you very much for creating this beautiful work for the children and putting so much thought into making it something that people will actually want to touch and ride on. And I will say that we are lucky to have the Blue Dragon here on Roosevelt Island, all 4,400 pounds and 10 feet of it here today. And what I will just say is, as somebody who grew up in the city, there's so much art everywhere, but it can be kind of boring. And all you want to do when you're a kid in New York City is climb on anything and everything. And perhaps some of us haven't grown up yet, because I can't wait for me to get a chance to hop up on that dragon too. And I invite adults to embrace their inner children, and all the children to tell your friends about this and come and share the Blue Dragon. We're so grateful for this generous gift, and thank you.
I'd like to ask Leif Gradsky, who is the Consul General of Sweden, to join me here. He's currently the Consul General of Sweden in New York, and he has held various positions prior to that time, including being in the cabinet for 10 years of service. We'd like to thank him, there you are, along with the other Swedish dignitaries that are here today, for joining us for this great ceremony.
Dear friends, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
It is really a joy and a privilege for me to be here today, to be part of this very special ceremony. I also want to thank Ulla and Gustave for being here with us to hand over this tremendous gift in person. I also want to thank extend a special thanks to our local resident, and also, I might add, former colleague at the Consulate General of Sweden, Elizabeth Halvarsson Stapin, for not only introducing Ulla and Gustave to Roosevelt Island, but to Tats Udall and Susan Rosenthal, which eventually led the Kraitzes to donate this wonderful sculpture, Blue Dragon, to the island and place it here in beautiful South Point Park. One of my most important tasks in my position as Consul General is to promote Swedish arts and culture in New York. And this spring certainly has been marked with a number of high-profile activities in and around the city. It's both exciting and gratifying for us to see this growing interest in Swedish arts and to strengthen the Swedish public presence in New York. Swedish artists, such as Ulla and Gustave, play a very valuable role in the great partnership between Sweden and the United States. I'm thrilled that my good friends Ulla and Inger Westberg were able to join us here today. Ulla was my predecessor as Consul General here in New York, a very successful one, and they are both great friends of the Kraitzes, and I worked closely with them for many years. Ulla and Gustave Kraitz are among the world's foremost sculptors and ceramicists. Their work is exhibited and installed all over the world, and not least here in the US. I'm honored to take part in this unveiling of their latest piece in New York City, Blue Dragon. Although it really is remarkable that Ulla and Gustave managed to find a spot positioned directly towards the United Nations headquarters. And the eyes of the dragon are facing the Kraitz's Wallenberg Memorial, placed just in front of the main entrance of the United Nations. As a Swede, I am particularly pleased that Ulla and Gustave made their sculpture child-friendly, making this place also a place of inspiration and play for children, for the children of Roosevelt Island, and on a daily basis as part of their daily lives. Back home in Stockholm, outside the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, just below the window of my office for 4 years, another Wallenberg Memorial was inaugurated a few years ago, a piece that has already become one of Sweden's most important pieces of sculpture. So, once again, it's an honor and a privilege for me to be here. I want to thank Ulla and Gustave again, and everybody else who has worked to make this project possible. Finally, I want to congratulate Roosevelt Islands and all of its residents for this wonderful gift. And thank you all for inviting me.
I felt a few raindrops, so we're going to move a little more quickly. I'm going to introduce next Tad Sudol, who's an architect and an artist, and currently the president of RIVA. Those of you who know Tad know how passionate he is about art and Roosevelt Island and bringing more and more art to this island. It was through his passion that it was almost like it was contagious. I became excited too, and with his hard work and the hard work of Elizabeth Stapin, the dream of the Blue Dragon came true.
I didn't prepare the speech, so there will be probably a few hiccups. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on this unique day on Roosevelt Island, which is also a unique island. And to see the kids on the Blue Dragon, it's amazing. It was not orchestrated. It's spontaneous, it's passionate. And look how lovely the shape is. The eyes are not in stone. The eyes are glazed ceramic. And there is 4 of them, like 4 freedoms, which we have over here. 15 years ago, Gallery Riva was open on Roosevelt Island, and we heard the comments that you will not survive even 1 year. It's just few months ago there was a 15th anniversary of the existence with the huge exhibition Vernissage 15. This is the beginning. We wanted to change this island into island of art, and 15 years ago it was open first gallery. We have 3 right now: Octagon Gallery and Motorgate Gallery, the only gallery in New York which featured the artwork in the parking, in the garage. And we are very proud of that. All this artwork are not small. It's 6 by 16 or 6 by 18. So please see this Motorgate garage as the only parking gallery in entire New York. I will not talk too much. I'm so grateful to Ulla and Gustave and to Elizabeth that we put together this project. And I remember a year and a half ago when we walked with Gustave and we were trying to choose the right spot. I think this is the perfect spot. Thank you, and the beginning of the bringing the sculptures from New York and from other parts of the world started. We have a Blue Dragon. We're working already with Michael Post from Long Island City on bringing his work to the island. He's a sculptor from our neighbors. So this is the project which we need help also from Ben, but thank you, Susan. RIOC supported every project which we are doing, and we are very grateful to entire team from RIOC and especially Susan Roosevelt. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Stapen. You've heard a lot about her already. She's an art consultant working with Gustave and Ulla since 1998. And she served as Senior Cultural Affairs Officer for the Consul General of Sweden in New York. She was instrumental in the journey that the Blue Dragon took from Hamburg, Germany to here on Roosevelt Island. I drove her crazy and she was good-natured during the whole time and made sure it came here in time for today.
Thank you, Susan. Well, I'm going to cut this short here because when I watched television this morning, they said this day is going to be a dynamic day. And maybe it's the weather that fits the dragon. So I'm just going to say with Gustave Kraitz started with the inauguration of the Wallenberg Monument in 1998 outside the UN at 47th Street, the First Avenue. I was at that time working as a cultural affairs officer at the Swedish Council. The Swedish government and the Nobel Foundation had commissioned the Kraitz to create a monument to honor the life and work of diplomat and humanist around Wallenberg in New York. Unfortunately, one of the columns soon after was damaged due to construction in the area, and we continued to work on planning the repair and removal of the damaged piece to be replaced by a new piece and from the same granite in Sweden. With the help of New York City Parks Department and Skanska, the replacement was completed in May 2014. The work had to be done during the night at First Avenue, and it was closed off for traffic. It was a success, and a new column was placed on it. We also worked on other projects, benches for the Museum of Art and Design, exhibitions at the Longhouse, East Campus, New York, and the New York Botanical Garden. I moved to Roosevelt Island from Westchester in 2011, and the island had made quite an impression on me, and all the new art projects and Cornell Tech in the pipeline to be completed in 2017. I asked Gustave if he wanted to have a tour of the island and meet with RIVA, Roosevelt Island Individual Art Association, and its dynamic president Ted Sobel before they left for Sweden. Said and done, we went there on the tram, and he was impressed with what he saw. He said that he had a sculpture in mind and that he wanted to donate it to Roosevelt Island. He made good on his promise, and the next time he came, he brought a picture of a children's play sculpture, which has now been named the Blue Dragon. We are gathered here today to celebrate the arrival of Gustave and Ulla's gift to the island, and we hope that this sculpture will be the symbol of the beginning of a new chapter in the plans of the sculpture park for the island and for everybody to enjoy. Thank you.
We have one more speaker. Before we do, I'd just like to thank so many people at RIAC. If I don't mention you, please forgive me. But Arthur was involved in the legal part, and Cy, and John, and Jessica, and Erica, and Fernando. And if I've forgotten to mention you, please, this couldn't have happened without your help. And I know Tad drove most of them crazy, but we got it done. Our last speaker is Jane Swanson. She is the Cornell Tech's Assistant Director of Government and Community Relations. Jane works closely with our community, and anyone interested in knowing what the heck is going on in Cornell can go see her at Riva Gallery. She actually has office hours there. Through her efforts and those of Andrew Winters, who's hiding back there, and the whole construction team, the state and Cornell are working fabulously together to enhance the island. It's really become a true partnership, and we're excited on where it's going. So I'd like to call Jan.
Thank you, Susan. Cornell Tech is proud to be included in this wonderful ceremony to unveil the magnificent Blue Dragon. And we couldn't be more pleased that it sits close to our campus for all of our students, faculty, and staff to enjoy when we arrive on Roosevelt Island in 2017. Thank you so much to Gustave. We are so lucky to be beneficiaries of your talent and your generosity. Thank you to Susan Rosenthal of RIAC, Island resident Elizabeth Stapen, and Tad Sadal of Gallery Riva. Your perseverance in seeing this project through is remarkable. I swear the three of you, when you put your minds together to do something, well, you can move mountains, or in this case, dragons. And we are very grateful to you for all of your good work. And we are also very proud of our partnership with Gallery Riva, where we have our community space. And on a personal note, with the last name Swanson, I am today particularly proud of my Swedish heritage. Thank you again to everyone who made this day possible.
Before we all take a photo together, I do want to thank certain dignitaries that are here, because without their support, nothing happens. Katarina Matak of, I believe you're here, Congresswoman Seawright's office. No-show. Victor Montesinos from Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney's office. We'll try the third one. Eric Rivera from State Senator Serino's office. All right, so it's a band get. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And let's all take a photo.